Yes, sir. I'm not seeing it, sir. Hello. Hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank God it's Friday. I'm saying that with a smile, like a friend of mine normally says. It's the beginning of the weekend. You know, all the hustling, bustling. Man has to hustle. What have you? Well, anyhow, wherever you are listening to me live on this beautiful Friday afternoon here in Baltimore, Maryland, I want to say a good afternoon to you. I want to say, how has your day been going? Hope you've been finding it fun. Out there, I know so many crazy things are happening. We don't want to go there. But I hope you are keeping safe, and I hope you are keeping hope alive. Because in time like this, we've got to be strong. We've got to have enough courage and enough belief in the fact that everything that is going on now globally has a date. It has an expiry date. And every one of us, we are definitely going to see the end of this pandemic. Yeah. I want you to go on and talk to your friend on the Facebook. We are live. We are live. I want you to send. I sent a notification ahead of now. I hope it gets through everybody. Yes, I'm trying to check here too to let our friends and loved ones know that we are live. Yeah, we are live on Facebook and on the Lodeta Consulting YouTube channel, Lodeta Think Media. Yeah, that is where we are doing this broadcast for today from. And today is going to be special. Today is going to be special because we are having a special discussion that has to do with every one of us, whatever race, whatever color, wherever you are from. This subject we are taking today concerns everyone. We are live. Please join us. Go on Facebook. Join us for Remake Your Life Challenge Day 4. Yeah. I'm just going to give time for our friends on Facebook. I'm not seeing anybody yet on Facebook. Let me check Lodeta group. Yeah, that is where the action is taking place. Facebook. Yeah, I'm trying to see if the notification was actually sent. We're going to be starting just right away because we want to keep to the time we have decided we'll be working with. So, everybody, we are live. Please join us. Yes, the topic for today, and I have my slide. Okay, it's just 2:06. All right, I think in the next 5 minutes, people should join us, and I don't want to take Today's topic, as it's been enumerated. Can I have the slide, please? The first page of the slide. How to build the right system that guarantees financial freedom. How to build the right system that guarantees financial freedom. That is what we are sharing this afternoon. And everybody that has been, I want to quickly say a big shout out to every one of you that has been with us since the one that this challenge started. I want to sincerely appreciate you. The fact that you are always online and coming on, joining us live every day, shows one single thing, that you prioritize your life. You prioritize your development. You prioritize your personal development more than any other thing. Because I know there are so many things that normally will have take people away from this kind of programs. And there's enough reasons and excuses that people all over the world will have for not having time for such a genuine occasion like this. But when we talk about the issue of money and everything that money has to say, you will discover that there is no how we can run away from this subject. It is a germane concern and a subject that every one of us, both young, both rich, both old, needs to pay attention to, because the very moment you are not able to manage this aspect of your life, life loses its meaning. It turns you to somebody else, and you are unable to live and fulfill the kind of life you desire of. So I'm going to be starting with the first thing that I called, what is your financial goal for the next 5 years? What do you want to achieve? What do you plan to achieve in your life for the next 5 years? Do you have any goal? Do you have any plan? And I have a question that I want to post for us. The question says, is God the source of money? That if you and I are considering the subject of having financial freedom, we have to talk about money. Money is, of course, number one thing that is in the equation. So who is the source of money? Who? How do you get money? What is the source? What is the source of money? Is it your parents? Is it your boss? Is it your father? Is it your mom? Is it your dad? Or who actually is your source when it comes to the source of money? Well, before I answer that question, I'm going to tell you this. It does not matter how much you make. It does not matter how much you make. Talking with regards to money. If you don't master the laws of money, I bet it, you will never be rich. I want to repeat that quote again. If you are here, you are welcome. I would like to welcome every one of you as I see you come on here. You're welcome. It does not matter how much you make. If you are ignorant of the laws of money, you will never be rich. You will never be rich. You will never be rich. And it's not as if I'm cursing you. Why did I say so? Your financial fulfillment in life does not depend on how much money you make. So when I'm talking about what is the source of money, okay, how am I going to get one? But I want to quickly set this foundation and this background that your financial fulfillment in life does not depend on how much money you make. You can be making $100 an hour, and at the end of the year, you can be in whatever. Or you can be making just $12 an hour. Your financial fulfillment in life depends only on how much of a successful manager of your resources. That is what makes sure and guarantees your financial freedom. Because we have many people, they don't know the laws of money. They don't have the discipline with which money needs to be governed with. And therefore, they live their life without paying attention to these critical points I just mentioned. So I want you to put that one at the back of your mind before we continue in this journey. So that question that I asked, saying what is the source of money? There used to be a time that when we're in school, there's this Adam Smith that talks about human resources as scarce and human needs are just unlimited. You cannot, they are insatiable. They are on and on and on. You cannot fulfill it. But every time there is a request, anytime that we have need of anything that has to be with a product, with goods or services, whenever there is an exchange of a quality product or quality goods or quality services that is in need, that is in want, that is needed by humans, money automatically exchanges hand. Yes, I think I need to send another notification. Many of our guests are not sure we are live. Can we check? Yeah, I'm just going to check if we have notification sent. Okay, yeah. Both on the Facebook page and the Facebook account and then on the WhatsApp. I think, yeah, because what we are doing today is going to be very, very germane, and I don't want anybody to miss out of the major point I'll be sharing. And as a matter of fact, I have somebody special that will be joining me live on today's event too, that we're going to be doing justice to today's topic. Yeah. So let me go on by saying it that this is the same link that we've been using since day one, day two, day three, and that is also the link we are on live on YouTube, Loretta Think Media, and on our Facebook group, Loretta Consulting Group. That is where we're streaming live from for this afternoon. So we have been on a journey since day one, day two, day three on Remake Your Life Challenge. And each and every day we have been able to do and get enough understanding about what the concept of remaking your life is all about. And that the first day we were able to talk about mind mastery, about the fact that everything we need in life is achievable, is available. As a matter of fact, God does not owe any man anything with regards to financial success, with regards to living your life on your own term. Every one of us has been endowed. But what happens when we come around here and you begin to see different areas of your life that is ugly, that you're not proud of? One of the major reasons why today's discussion is so important is every aspect of your life that you look that you are not happy about, especially if it has to do with regards to your finances, you have to begin to know that it's like you are breaking a fundamental law. And you know everything with regards to law. Law does not mind whether you are aware of it or you are not aware. Once you defy the laws crushes you. So when you see people complaining, I look back home in Africa and you see a lot of people complaining, there's no money, I don't have this, I don't have that. I want to tell you that the only missing link for people not getting or not having or not achieving the financial freedom they desire out of life, number one reason is ignorance. I want you to note that the first reason is ignorance of all the divine endowment, which is called wealth, which God has endowed you with. That is number one. And that is why you see somebody will leave his own endowment, will go and run to a 9-to-5 job just because he wants to exchange his life, his time for salary. And what you see happens is that when you begin to earn this salary, it is never enough. The definition of job is just over broke. When you collect it like this, it's like every other thing is waiting at the other side of the same salary you're talking about, and is waiting to collect it. And you have to do what? You have to go back again. It's like a roller coaster. It's a roll. It's like the world system has been set up in such a way that you just have to keep going and keep going. And if you don't know the right system we want to discuss today, or now you can transition, you will just discover that you will never be free. You will never know when is the last day you are going to stop working. It's endless. It's like you are on a rat race. You will never have to stop because the bill will never stop. So you are going to be dependent on your employer to feed. And it's like your whole life, your whole entity is hinged on them. Once they press the button, I heard some conversation, sometimes I had it with someone, I was discussing about Zoom firing. And the person was telling me about how the pandemic has turned the Zoom platform to a platform where organizations are using to fire their employees. You don't want to wait till when you are fired. You don't want to be among those people that will live their life only dependent on what their boss will say. They decide when you wake up, they decide when you sleep. They decide when you can talk to your children, they decide when you can have vacation. They decide everything about your life. How long do you want to live a kind of life like that? And that is why Remake Your Life Challenge is all about you getting the right system that will give you the mastery and total control over your future as regards to finances. You are setting a precedent for your family, for your children, for your loved one, so that they will not go through all the pains that you went through, so that they can begin to see and follow the path once you have the way. And I say one of the ingredients and one of the ways you can conquer this is financial education. Continuous financial education is the cure to every financial difficulty and hardship you are going through. Because whatever you don't know is ahead of you. Whatever you don't know, it's going to cost you. There's a school of thought that say, what you don't know cannot harm you. That is a fallacy. It's not 100% true. You may not know it, but if that is the law, you are going to be paying the price for you not taking care, for you not being aware of what the law is saying. So that is very important as we go on this topic. And then another point I want to make is that the present educational system, the world's educational system has not been of good help, has not helped in this subject. A lot of us, somebody like me, I use myself as an example. I knew nothing about the loss of money. I don't even know much. I only know that you have to save, but then I was not saving. If I say this salary is small, I can't save with this one. It's only when I start earning big salary, when I'm collecting a fat check, okay, that's when I start. Not knowing that if you cannot save with that little amount you have, then you cannot have any savings, even if you earn more than that. That is the mystery. That is the truth. And that is what we are beginning to see now, that if you are not a good saver, if you don't practice that law, when you start earning big, you are going to see that it's still going to be the same thing. And for this not to be your experience, we have to buckle up now and start giving ourselves the right education we need that will help us to transition on time, because time is never going to wait for any one of us. And so the time is 2:20, and I'm going to be bringing on, in the next 5 minutes, I'm going to be bringing on my guest for today. And briefly, I'm going to read his bio. So one of the things I want to say again with regards to the subject of money and everything that you and I have not been taught in school is that we have only been taught and been wired to just go to school, get a good grade, graduate, and go and look for a good job, a high-paying salary, a high-paying job, and then settle down, get married, and then wait and retire. I'll be waiting for your retirement benefit. Look at what the pandemic has cost. Look at the global economy, how it's beginning to shake. All the big financial muscles of the world, they are now struggling And that is why you and I need to do that. All those money you have, what is going to become of them if you have not plowed them in the right place whereby you can begin to see how it can bring you financial freedom. So, having said this, I want you to commit yourself to this. That firstly, your education, anything you don't know about money, from today henceforth, you want to start engaging in financial education. And then you want to set a goal for yourself on how you want to begin to transition and how many years you want to give yourself. If you are working presently with under Uncle Sam's structure, that is okay. But how do you want to transition? How many years do you want to remain there before you move finally to financial freedom? So these are genuine questions. And when you have that, coupled with what you are going to learn today, I'm sure you'll be on a path and on a journey to becoming financially free. So my guest today is no other person than, I'm going to call him, he is a pastor, and in fact he has a degree in divinity, but he is first and foremost a son of God, a child of God, and is a lover of God, a lover of people. He is a business development coach, and he is an entrepreneur to the core. He is one of us here in the team that we are working together during the Lodeta Consulting Life and Mastery Program, which we'll be introducing to you guys soon. And he's a licensed financial professional here in the United States of America, and he's based in Texas. And he's been offering wealth creation strategies for various people. He has been conducting different trainings on wealth creation, and he's no other person than Prince Chije. I want you guys to welcome Prince Chije as he take over today's session on how to build the path to financial freedom. Prince, how are you today?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, Adiola. Good. Great to be on the challenge today. Thank you for the opportunity. I want to say that it's been a great moment. Everybody that has attended this challenge from day 1, 2, and 3, it's been a great opportunity, and I know that some people's lives who are taking it seriously is been changed, and forever they will look back and say, "Thank God I was part of the 5-day challenge organized by Lodeta Consulting." So thank you, Adiola, for this wonderful opportunity. I want to just welcome everybody on Facebook and welcome everybody, all of our viewers on YouTube. And even those, maybe you're going to be watching this afterwards, I want to say welcome. And we love having you. We feel privileged to have the opportunity to serve you today through financial information that would definitely change your life and turn your life around.
Yeah. Over to you, everybody. If you are not here online or you're online, please invite your friend. Tell them to come over to Lodeta Consulting Group on Facebook that we're live. And the next couple of minutes from now, you don't want to miss any point from what this gentleman you are seeing is loaded. And I don't want you to miss out. So let's over to you, Prince.
Thank you. Good afternoon to those who are in the United States. Good evening to those who are in Africa. And pretty much almost good morning to those who are in Asia. So I'm very excited to be sharing with you today what I consider wealth creation strategies. And these wealth creation strategies, I want you to know they will change your life forever. These wealth creation strategies will change your life forever. I want to begin with a very short story. You know, when you were growing up, I usually ask my clients and say, when you were growing up, what was your dream? What did you want to become? And some would say, I wanted to become a pilot. Some would say, I wanted to become a medical doctor. Some would say, I wanted to maybe travel the world. Some would say, I wanted to become maybe somebody like Bill Gates. I wanted to become a footballer. And they would name their best footballer, maybe JJ Okocha, or maybe Roger Miller, or maybe Messi. Lionel Messi, or maybe if they love American football, they would like to maybe say, I wanted to become a great American, maybe play in one of the best teams that have won the Super Bowl several times. So the same question that I'm going to ask you today is, what are your dreams when you were growing up? What did you want to become, and what has stopped you? But before we get into that, let me continue with my story. So I I personally know of a doctor, a medical doctor. He is a specialist in internal medicine. He's originally from Africa. He had a scholarship where the government of his country sponsored him to go to Germany and study medicine. So he went to Germany, studied medicine, and came back to his home country and worked in his home country for a little bit. And things were not moving on right. Things were like, it was like, what am I earning? And he decided to move out of his home country to come to the United States of America. And when he came to the United States of America, he specialized, he did his fellowship in internal medicine. And he was featured in the Who is Who of America, in the category of medical doctors. So this is like a great guy. And this guy was working in a very prestigious hospital, taking care of patients. And this guy is a workaholic. And because of his work ethic, his great work ethic, he was making close to $1 million every year. And so, because of his excellence and because of the nature of his work, you know how some people, when they look at you, some of colleagues will look at you and be jealous of you. His colleagues looked at him and they were jealous of him. And so some of them decided to set him up. So the medical doctor, a top-notch medical doctor, went to work one day and came back without a job. And I'm going to continue that story towards somewhere in my presentation. I want you to hang on and listen how the story ends. How would you be working your dream job and you lose your job? I mean, a medical doctor. Most people, when they are growing up, you've asked them, they say, I want to be a medical doctor. I want to be a scientist. You see, because they feel like when you're a medical doctor, you have everything under control. When you're a medical doctor, you make money. When you're a medical doctor, you will succeed. When you're a medical doctor, everybody will look up to you. When you're a medical doctor, you take good care of your family. When you're a medical doctor, you fulfill your dreams. Well, this medical doctor, he faced a roadblock. He had become everything that he desired to be. He became a great medical doctor, not just any kind of medical doctor, a great medical doctor in the United States. And being a medical doctor in the United States is a big deal. Not just any kind of medical doctor, a medical doctor that people look up to. He had many, many patients, and making $1 million a year meant he was really, really excellent and expert with a lot of experience in what he was doing. So, but he lost his job. And that is where I'm going to pick up today and just present to you some questions. I'll share with you my slide, and then I'll present to you some questions that will kind of help you to understand why word creation strategies is very, very, very important. Word creation strategies is so important that I want you to take a notebook, take a notepad, write down some nuggets, because you're going to be discovering some things. And this is just an introduction, but I believe you're going to gain so much out of this. So word creation strategies, like Adiola introduced me, I'm a licensed financial professional. I work with a very huge company. And in our company has a huge asset of about $600 billion. So we know, we learn, and we study, we help, we educate people how money works in the American economy. And if you're listening to me outside of America, of course, I have you in mind. So don't feel like you will not be able to benefit from this. I'll begin by just sharing with you a scripture. It says, through wisdom a house is built, and by understanding is established, and by knowledge the rooms shall be filled with all precious and pleasant riches. So today I will be sharing with you some wisdom on finances. And by the end of the day, I want you to be able to answer these questions with a lot of confidence. At what age do you plan to retire? Retire, of course, it's a wrong word. I know that, but it's just a way for you to understand. Retire means no longer needed. No put out of use. So the first concept that I want you to understand is that retire is for people that are working on a job. As somebody who understands wealth, I want you to understand that when you develop and create wealth in yourself, you will never really retire, because the world will constantly, your generation will constantly needing you, and even after you're dead and gone, you will still be producing and creating wealth. So the question I want to ask you is, at what age do you want to retire? Which means, at what age do you want to stop working for money? The next question I want you to take a note at is, what will be your financial situation in 10 years from today? It's a question that I want you to look at it and sincerely ask yourself that, what will be my financial situation 10 years from today? And for you to be able to know the answer to that question is easy. Just look back and ask yourself, what was my financial situation 10 years ago? If there's no much that has changed, then I want you to understand that if you don't do something urgently, your financial situation will not change at all in 10 years from today. Now, the next question I want you to to take note of is, how much money would you like to have monthly 5 years from today? You know, um, you have a certain amount of money that is coming to you monthly today. So 5 years from today, how much money would you love to have? Would you want to have every month? Well, desperate times call for desperate measures. And I want you to take these questions to heart, because they will help you to be able to listen attentively, because I am going to be sharing with you some of the things that will help you, some of the strategies that will help you to get to where you want to be 5 years from today, 10 years from today, 2 years from today, 1 year from today. And here is the kicker of the question that I want to ask you. What are some of the things that you would like to accomplish in your life if money was not a problem? If money was not an issue, if money was not a problem, what would be some of the things that you will want to accomplish with your life? Would you be where you are today? Would you be doing what you are doing today? Would you be hanging out with the people you're hanging out today? Would you be right where you are today, in terms of everything, in terms of the things the food you eat, in terms of the places you travel, in terms of your life experiences, if money was not a problem? So I'm going to be able to share with you, I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit about our company, just talk a little bit, because this is kind of tied a little bit to what I'll be sharing. So our company is called World Financial Group. It's a platform which is made of so many different companies. Like I said, it's worth about $600 billion as of December 2019. It's a great company that is made up of about 77 A-rated companies. So as a platform, we help and study what financial companies are offering, and then after we study, we then help our clients and educate them to make the best choice. So education is part of my life. Education and teaching people financial knowledge and showing them wealth creation strategies is just what I do for life. So I want to share with you what I've been sharing with the people that surround me, the people that come across me, the people that are here in the United States. If you're outside the United States, if you're in the United States, hey, you're welcome on board, and I believe you're going to you can contact me for me to be able to help you with any information that you need. There are two categories of families, and I'll use the case of the United States. There's family A and there's family B. Our vision is that no family will be left behind, and I would say today that let no person be left behind. My goal is that nobody on our presentation today, nobody that is zooming, that has joined this 5-day challenge will be left behind. You will receive the skills and the tools and the knowledge that you need to be able to move in the direction that you want your life to move, to be able to have financial freedom, as we're talking today. So family A, they make 100,000 or less a year. They don't have a financial advisor and they don't have a financial plan. They put money in the bank with low rates. They have a temporary life insurance. They have a retirement plan that is given by the government. Here in the United States, it's called a 401k plan. They rent a home. They have credit card debt, or you can say they have debt, or in the case if you're outside of the United States, or if you don't understand what credit card is, you can say they don't have any savings at all. And they pay the most amount of taxes, and this is the majority of the population. I would want to say, just in form of a guess, that in the United States of America, this is about 95% of the people in America. Yeah. So coming to America is not doesn't answer all your questions, right? Or going to the west, or going to traveling abroad doesn't really answer your questions. There are many people who travel abroad and they still remain broke because why? They don't understand the laws of money. They don't understand how money works. They don't have a financial advisor. They don't have a financial plan. And we know that if you don't have a plan, what? If you don't have a plan, you have planned to fail already. So if this is your situation, if you kind of identify with family A, that you are part of the majority of people that are struggling, trying to thrive, trying to make it through life, and they don't understand a clue how money, what the loss of money, they don't understand a clue how money works. Well, I want to encourage you that you just did the right thing today by joining in into this challenge, 5 day challenge, day 4 of this 5 day challenge, because you're going to get the information that will put you ahead, that will give you the skills and the tools you need to be able to understand money, how money works, and the laws of money. Now, that's not all the story. There's 2% of Americans. They are the wealthy Americans. They make 250 or more a year. They have a financial professional. They have diversified portfolio, which means they are not just stuck in one source of income. They have a permanent life insurance. They have take tax advantages. They are homeowners. They are debt free. They pay the least amount of taxes, and this is the small percentage of the population. Now, if you compare family A and family B, I want to identify to you the major difference between family A and family B. The major difference between family A and family B is not that they make more money. The major difference between family A and family B is not that they pay the least taxes. It's not that they have the less, they don't have any debt. The major difference between family A and family B is that family B has a financial professional that is advising them and helping them to be able to make financial decisions for them to understand how money works, for them to understand the laws of money. Meanwhile, family A, they just leave. Okay, it's like take for example, and I will share with you some rules of money, just kind of set the tone for you. Take for example, if you love to play soccer, right, or you love American football, and you get into the pitch, you have been used to, you grew up in a culture where they love soccer, and so you get on the pitch of American football, and you get in the pitch first of all just with a jersey, no helmets, nothing to protect yourself. Somebody is gonna hit you hard, and you are going to be rushed to the emergency room. Why? Because you don't understand the rules of the game. The same thing with somebody who is playing soccer, right? If you are used to playing American football, and you get into a soccer field with all your helmets and you're huge and tall and you look impulsive, and they kick the ball and the ball is coming all the way up, right up. You say, well, I am tall, so I can just jump up and catch the ball. And you're not a goalkeeper, you're a defender. You catch the ball in 18-meter box. What is that? Penalty. Because you did not understand the rules of the game. You did not understand the rules of the soccer. In the soccer field, only the goalkeeper can touch the ball with the hand, and it's not a penalty in the 18-meter box. So the whole point is that when you don't understand the rules of the game, you will always miss it. You will always fail. You will always be on the losing side. Can this explain why you've been on the losing side in terms of your finances? Can this explain why you've been on the losing side in terms of what you need to do to be able to have financial freedom? Can this explain why you've been struggling for years and for years and for years, and nothing seems to change? Well, I want to just give you some simple, straight to the point ideas that will help you so that you can be able to it can be able to begin to set the tone for your life, prepare you for what we have in store for you in Lodeta Consulting as far as finances is concerned. So I'm going to share with you some just a couple of principles, just a couple of laws on money and things to consider. And I will share with you the rule number one. This rule number one is you know Warren Buffett. I'm sure you should know Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is the investor mogul. He's one of the billionaires that the United States has that lives in the United States. This is what he said. Rule number one and rule number two actually come from Warren Buffett. Rule number one says make money but never lose money. This is one of Warren Buffett's principles that he has come up with. And how will you be able to know how money works if you don't listen to those who have conquered money and are making money and are living these principles? Make money but never lose money. This is very important when it comes to understanding how money, the laws of money. Because if you have learned how to make money, right? There's nobody here who doesn't know what it means to make money. You make money. First of all, most people begin to make money by working for money, and but then they don't follow up and they don't find out how they can be able to develop their skills so that they don't lose money. So they make money, but they lose all the money they make and they go back home broke at the end of the month. They don't have enough money to take them to the end of the month. Their money finishes before the month finishes. That's a scary place to be, but that's the sad reality for most people, because most people are living from paycheck to paycheck, from one contract to another. They don't have any financial sustenance for their lives. And rule number two is never forget rule number one. So this is kind of an emphasis of rule number one, that you should learn how to make money, but you should also learn that you don't need to lose the money that you've made. If you go in your life and you begin to calculate, add up all the money that you've made in your life for the past 10 years, I bet you if you understood this rule and if you applied this rule to your life, you would have been a millionaire by now. You wanna say no, that's not true? Well, just take the time, just calculate how much money has entered into your hands for the past 10 years. No matter where you find yourself, you might be in Africa, you might be in the United States. If you can just calculate, you might be in Europe, wherever you are. If you calculate how much money has entered your hands for the past 10 years, you will be shocked how much money you've received. And you've asked yourself, how come I had so much money? It's because you lose all the money that you make. And so it's important for you. Say, don't pay money to invest money. This is kind of one of the ways for you to be able to identify investment opportunities. You've had investment opportunities, and some of you have lost money in investment opportunities. Why? Because you didn't follow this rule of money. Of course, the rule number four is inflation is 3%. This is the case of the United States. This means that if you put money for example, in a bank, the bank is offering you how many percent? 0.1%, 0.2%, whether it's a savings or a checking account, it's offering you money that is less than 3%. What that means is that you are losing money, even though the money is just sitting there in the bank. So what do you need to do? You need to be smart with your money and know where to invest your money so that it gives you the returns. And we are going to be digging deep and sharing with you very important lessons as far as investment is concerned. I'll talk a little bit in my presentation here. So the other rule is compounding interest versus simple interest. You know, in primary school or in elementary school, we learn about this rule of simple interest and compounding interest. And then we move on to our adult lives, and we basically live our lives on autopilot, and we never really go back to find out, oh, where did compounding interest go to? I studied it in arithmetic, I studied it in mathematics, but I don't really know how it works in life. Well, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this rule in the master course, in the advanced course, but it suffices to know that rich people, wealthy people, they use the rule of compounding interest every day in their lives. And when you walk up to the bank borrows you money or they loan you money, they are using the rule of compounding interest to be able to grow that money. That's how the bank makes money wherever you find yourself. And that's, if you're in the West, that's how the credit cards, they make money. They use the rule of compounding interest. That's how mortgage, they make money. That's how student loans operate. They use the rule of compounding interest. So it's important to understand that compounding interest is real and it's affecting your life every day. The seed rule of money is that money is the payment received from goods and services. So what that simply means is that if you have goods and services, you will make money. If you don't have goods and services, you cannot make money. It's as simple as that. So if you look at an opportunity, for example, maybe you're used to MMN opportunity, because it doesn't have any goods or services that is offering people. It's definitely what it is. It's a scam, right? Because it's not offering any goods or services. You just see people in chains and in schemes, and they are making all this money, but there's no good, there's no service. Just a little thought for you, and that's a way for you to be able to identify scam. Now, the seventh rule of money that I'll share with you is that money is not meant to be spent. This is very, very important because um, I'm part of a millionaire mentorship program, and this is one of the rules that uh, all of us kind of understood right from the get-go. Why? Money, if you ask anybody, just ask anybody, and ask somebody near you, if I give you maybe $1,000, or if I give you 20,000 naira, what are you going to do with it? Very few people, very few people are going to say, I'm going to think of investing. Very few people are going to think of investment. They already have a list. They are waiting to go and shop and spend that money. But well, that is why you remain broke. Why? Because the moment money hits your hand, oh man, you're calculating, you're thinking, you want to find out the advertisement that was just advertised, the new iPhone, the new laptop that was just advertised, the new maybe shoes that just showed up in the market and is in fashion now. So most people, most poor people, or most people that are not wealthy, that is their main challenge, because they spend every dime that shows up in their hands, even before it shows up. They already calculate and know what they're going to spend their money on, even before they go and get their salary. They do not understand that money is not meant to be spent. Money is not meant to be spent, people. I don't know if you're just joining us. Today is day 4 of the Remake Your Life Challenge, and today we are working on the right systems for your financial freedom, and I'm talking on the rules of money. I recently asked somebody. I asked them concerning the rules of money. I asked them, if you were to be given $1, and I want to ask you this question. You can go ahead and type your answer. Let me just see what your answer would be like. If you were to be given $1 and $1,000,000, and the condition for that $1,000,000 is that $1,000,000, or that $1 is going to grow by compounding interest, and that $1,000,000 is going to grow by simple interest with taxes on it. Which one will you choose? Will you choose the $1 that will grow by compounding interest without you paying any taxes on it, and it will double 20 times? You are given, the condition is that it's going to double 20 times. So after 20 times of doubling, you would then be able to get your proceeds. Which one will you choose? So I want to kind of know your answer. Which one do you choose? You will choose the $1 that will multiply 20 times without you paying taxes on it, or you choose the $1,000,000 cash that will give you $1,000,000, and then you'll be investing it. You'll be growing by simple interest. So I'd like to know your answer. But if you want to understand the principle behind this, I'll advise you to join us in an advanced course, and you'll be able to understand very, very succinctly what the difference and what's the right answer for that. So I want to just share with you some questions. Who decides how you retire? The government. Does the government decide how you retire, or you? If it's the government that decides, or if it's your employer that decides how you retire, then something is wrong. You need to be able to get to the point where you decide for yourself when you're going to stop working. Another thing that I want you to take note of is the fact that if you start saving today, just 1 naira a day, or 10 naira a day, or $10 a day, by the end of the month, you have 300 nairas, or you have $300. That's a big difference. And I'm going to explain a little bit why. So the opportunity that I'm offering to you today, if you're joining us fresh, if you've been with us from the beginning, the opportunity that I'm offering to you today is what we call financial needs analysis. We do this financial needs analysis for our clients, and that's why I talked about the financial independence number. We would invite you, and we would share with you through from our software, from our systems. We'll be able to run the numbers for you and tell you exactly what is your financial independence number, based on your assets, based on your debts, and based on everything that you have. So what we offer to people, to our clients, is first of all, how they can increase their cash flow. And I'll be sharing with you in our advanced course. I'll give you some ideas right now, but I'll be sharing with you in our advanced course the nitty-gritty, the details, the step-by-step, how in the next 6 months or in the next 3 months, depending on your schedule, depending on your availability, you can increase your cash flow. So this is why it's important for us, because like I would ask you, just want to ask you this question. How much do you need to protect your family in case your income stops? If your income today stops, let's say you lose your job, let's say you become ill, let's say you're no more, how is your family going to be like? Have you asked yourself these hard questions? Well, it's important. I want to just continue, and I will ask you these $1,000,000 questions, because these $1,000,000 questions are very, very important, and you can take down these questions. But I want to, before I get into this question, I want to complete the other story, the part of the story that I started about the medical doctor. So the medical doctor, he lost his job, and he had a $1,000,000 house, right? So the mortgage probably would knock him out. And he had children, these children, some of them were in high school and some of them were in college, and he was paying out of pocket because he sent his children to private schools. And one of the conditions on that particular with the contract that he had with that company was that he is not supposed to work within 2 hours if he ever loses his job, within 2 hours of the hospital, if he ever loses his job. You know why? So that he shouldn't have back his patients. He had been able to grow a patient base for about 12 years. So he had so many patients that he consulted every day. And so what the contract did was strip him of his patients. So he had to go somewhere else and start from scratch. But this doctor was a smart doctor. This doctor did not just have a degree as a doctor. This doctor did not just have a job. He also had financial education. He also knew what to do. So he had understood the laws of money, and he had put in place many other things, many other streams of income, and he had protected his income such that he could not become broke if he didn't have a job. If it could happen to a medical doctor in the United States, a top-notch medical doctor in the United States, I want you to realize that you can lose your job. Something can happen to you. If you have just one stream of income, something can happen to you that you can lose that stream of income. Are you going to be on the street, or you are preparing to be able to weather the storm? That is why we are sharing with you this opportunity, because we want you to be ahead of life, to be ahead of the storms of life. If you are a Christian, I just want to remind you that Jesus was always ahead of the storm. When Jesus was telling his disciples to go with him to the other side, he knew the storm was coming, but he had prepared them already, and he showed up in the storm. Now, Jesus will not show up if we don't take the necessary steps for it concerning our finances. We can pray, we can do everything that we spiritually, but if we don't take action, and massive action, we'll still be stuck in the same place after 10 years, after 5 years. We'll be receiving the same income after 20 years. Because why? We refuse to know, to study, and understand the laws of money. This is very, very important. I've just shared with you just the tip of the iceberg. Now, in our advanced course, we'll take time, break it down, give you exercises, give you assignments, so that those rules and those laws, they become ingrained in you. So This medical doctor, he understood, he had studied, and he understood how money works. He understood how the loss of money, and he was taking advantage of it. So when they fired him from his job, when he lost his contract, what did he do? He just fell back on his plan B. Do you have a plan B for your income? Do you have a plan B for your income? Every millionaire that you see today, they have a plan B, they have a plan C, they have a plan D. They have so many ways that they can be able to continue to have income if anything were to happen with any of their streams of income. And coronavirus should have taught us a big lesson, right? A lot of people have lost their jobs. A lot of people, they are not able to go to work again like before. So if you are depending on one stream of income, Warren Buffett says Corona lesson should have taught us Corona virus should have taught us that lesson, so that we should not have just one stream of income. So the medical doctor, he fell back. He went to his other sources of income, and he got enough money to take care of himself, take care of his family, pay for his mortgage, pay for his children's college, and be able to still live at the state of life that he was living without any change. And after 2 years, he went back to the same city and got back and started working again and got back his patients. So what saved his family? It's a sweet story to hear, but what would have gone wrong if he had just one stream of income? If he was just depending on that job and never understood, never bothered to study how money works, he would have been in a big mess. So the question I have for you today, the $1,000,000 question I have for you today is, how many streams of income do you currently have? If you say one, you are in danger. You need to have like 2, 3, 4, or even 5 streams of income. The second question I have for you is this: do you save before you spend, or you spend before you save? This is very important. You know why? Because usually those who do not understand the laws of money, when they take their money, when they take their salary, when they take their pay, the first thing is they begin to spend it. They spend. And then if $1 or $2 or 30 nairas is left, that's when they go and they put it somewhere and that they are saving it. Well, that explains why we remain broke, right? That explains why a lot of people remain broke. Why? Because they spend before they save. You should save before you spend. That should be the first thing. This is the principle of paying yourself first. When you're taking your money, the government has already cut his part, right? Your utilities are going to cut their part. Your gas, your car is going to cut its part, right? You cannot drive without putting gas. So why don't you pay yourself first? Consider what you consider when you take your salary. Before you even take your salary or your pay, decide how much you're going to save. If you don't decide how much you're going to save, you are never going to save. I know you should probably are chuckling and you're finding out why you've never been able to save, even though you've planned several times to save. Is because you did not save first before spending. If you save first before spending, you will really save. But if you spend and say, okay, I'm going to spend, at the end of the day, I'm going to save whatever is left, you're going to be in deep mess. Why? Because you will never have enough. But if you save first, the things that the needs or the wants that would have taken away your savings are not going to show up anymore. You recognize them as wants. The next question that I have for you is, do you invest in assets or in liabilities? This is very important. And what are liabilities? I'll tell you a story, right? There's this school teacher. This school teacher, she was teaching in a school, and in that school they offered all the teachers a private car, for them to be able to drive and come to work and be able to teach well, so they could arrive on time and leave on time and be able to do their homework, and they would not have an excuse for transportation. So there was a smart teacher among all the teachers in the school. What did this teacher do? This teacher saw this car. She reasoned to herself and said, "But if I keep this car here, it's going to stay here. When I'm school teaching, it's going to stay here for 8 hours. Why don't I? It's going to be a liability to me. I'm going to just be using it just to come to school and go back." You know what this teacher did? This teacher decided to hire a driver. When she hired a driver, the driver would drive her and come and drop her in school. And when the driver drops her in school, the driver would take off with the car. So people are like, Why is your driver not staying to wait for you? Teacher was smart, didn't say anything. So one day, somebody, one of the teacher colleagues, realized that, saw the driver in the city with that car when it was during school hours. And the driver was picking passengers and transporting them, kind of using the car for Uber. And she called the teacher and said, "Oh, hello, do you know your driver is using your car as a taxi?" The teacher said, "Oh, yes, I know. I'm the one. I worked out that arrangement with my driver. I don't think it makes any sense for me to park my car down for 8 hours, not doing anything. It's a liability. But no, I want to use that car so that during the 8 hours that I'm not using it, that car is making some money for me. I pay the driver to be able to use that car to make more money. So that car that car to the other teachers was a liability, just consuming. But that same car to the other to that teacher was an asset. It was producing income. So a liability is anything that consumes your income, but an asset is anything that generates income. So are you investing in your assets or you're investing in liabilities? We'll show you how in the advanced course. Are you making money? Are you working for money or is money working for you? This is very, very, very important because why? You can work 8 hours a day, 10 hours a day. And if you're in the United States, you can work 18 hours a day. But you can take off vacations. You have to sleep. So working for money, you are limited when you work for money. But how about you switch around and you make money work for you? When money is working for you, oh wow, your money works 24/7. When you're sleeping is working. When you're off day is working. When you are at work is working. Every single day on Sunday is working. You are at church, your money is working. So how can you switch things around such that you make money work for you instead of you working for money? And I have the secrets to show you that. I have the strategies, the word creation strategies that will help you to show you how. And we begin by developing a financial plan. We help you, coach you how to develop a financial plan for your life so that by the end of the day, you have a solid financial plan and you know the plan will change everything. So let me share with you the truth. Your income is exactly what you are worth. The truth about your financial situation, you want to know? Your income is exactly what you are worth. You are exactly what your income is offering you. Your value, your worth. You know why they are paying you how much they're paying you? You know why your manager is receiving the amount of money that he or she is receiving? Is based on worth. And if you want to change your income, then you need to change your worth. If you don't change your worth, there's no way, no amount of prayer is going to change your worth. If you don't change your inner value, no amount of prayer will change your worth without you taking action. And one of the actions, that's why I want to applaud you for joining us on this platform, for joining us in this Remake Your Life challenge. Definitely, we're going to show you with these secrets, these tools, these skills, these strategies will show you how to remake your life, your financial life, how to increase your worth, how to increase your value. This will show you how you can live from being broke to being wealthy, to thrive. You know what you need to do? Your financial freedom begins when you begin to add value to yourself. And this is very important. This is very, very important. The difference between the poor and the rich is the value they've added to themselves. So today, I present to you the opportunity for you to add value to yourself. When you begin to add value to yourself, it doesn't matter. You might have a PhD, you might have a bachelor's, but if you don't add value to yourself in the area that you're lacking in, you will still be struggling in that area. Adding value to yourself, you might be struggling in your relationship. If you add value to yourself in the area of relationship, you see how your relationship will excel. The same thing with your financial life, your financial, your finances. If you add financial value to yourself, you will excel. You will grow. You will go. You will begin to gain financial independence, financial freedom, because you're adding value to yourself by understanding how money works, by understanding studying the laws of money, by diversifying your portfolio, increasing your streams of income, by learning, owning a business, by understanding and appreciating an investor's, developing an investor's mindset. And there's so many ways. There's so many ways that you can add value to yourself and change your financial situation. So let me just share with you what we have to offer to you. You can become part of a millionaire mentorship program that we have. And this program, if you're interested in it, just reach out to us and we'll be able to guide you how you can actually become a millionaire. And it's not just a yes say. It's a program that is led by one of our mentors that has been able to produce millionaires from scratch. And we're talking about millionaires in dollars, US dollars. So if you're interested in that, you can reach out to us and we'll be able to share with you the information that will help you to become a millionaire in 3 years. That's the guarantee that we can give you. Second, you can become a licensed financial professional like me. And if you're interested in that, you can actually, I can actually show you how to become a licensed financial professional and increase your cash flow. And it's something that can happen, that you can begin to increase your cash flow in a short time as 3 years. And this opportunity is only for those in the United States. But the opportunity to become mentored, to become mentored to become a millionaire is open to everybody everywhere in the world. And you can also become a real estate investor. This is another opportunity that's open to, especially to those in the United States. But we are seeing how we can open up and increase our capacity so that we can help. So these are the 3 opportunities, and we will break down these opportunities more and more in the advanced course on word creation strategies. So I believe I believe you have been enriched by our presentation and our topic, our teaching today. I know you have been richly blessed by this, and I want you to connect with us, and we'll help you. We'll help you to fulfill your financial dream. So I don't know if you have any questions or you have any challenges. I'll look forward to hearing from you. I want to say over to you, Sister Adiola. I can hear you, Sister Adiola.
The remaining aspect for them.
What's that?
Yeah. You want to give us some other clues to the one you said is for people that are here in the state, the opportunity that they can eventually get to have financial freedom on retirement. I think.
Yes. Not really, it's more than financial freedom on retirement. It's financial freedom. It's financial freedom when they it's depending on their financial plan. They can decide that in 5 years I want to have financial freedom. I want to be debt free. I want to spend my life not working for money but making money work for me, and we will show them how. So if you're interested in that, I will love you to connect with me. Just leave your contact information on the Facebook page or on the YouTube, and I will connect with you. I'll get your information from Adiola, and I'll connect with you on that. So
right, yes.
it's a great opportunity.
Yeah, I was going to say that a link is going to be sent on both the page that people can equally sign in and secure their spot to get more insight on how they can equally plan for the future. And in this training, It's a life and business mastery course that it is extensive and it is covering every aspect you can think of. There are different aspects of money making ventures that you can equally plug into, different business ideas that is available both here in the state and down back then in Nigeria. With regards to real estate, he is somebody that is licensed too, that has everything to do. Yes, thank you, Patience. She says, how can you save first when you have bills to pay? These are some of the tips. Prince, you want to answer that before I send the link to them
Yes,
and be
yes,
sharing
yes.
all other things that are included in the package for them.
Yes. So, um, I want you to, it's a shift of mindset, right? It's a shift of mindset. And when you go out to work, you need to understand saving as paying yourself. The moment you understand saving as paying yourself, it becomes easy. If you don't understand saving as paying yourself first, you will always want to pay the bills first before you ever think of saving. So if you have that shift in mindset, it's not something that should happen overnight, right? But you strategically determine that I am going to save $200 every month, $500 every month, and you grow in your saving. So if you don't start saving small, don't wait that when you have a job that is paying you $10,000 a month, that's when you start saving. It's not going to happen, because the more income you have, the more you're going to be, the more expenses and the more things you're going to be wanting to spend your money on. There's a way that money attracts expenses. If you don't understand how to save it, how it works, the more money you have, the more it's gone. So you would testify that if you are in the United States, Patients, you probably have heard or you probably have experienced how somebody was probably working as a CNA, and they were able to take care of their bills and take care of their needs. But when they became a nurse, they were saving more money, or they were actually managing their money more when they were a CNA. When they became a nurse, they are making like 5 times or 6 times what they were making as a CNA. Still, at the end of the month, they have more months than money. They've spent all their money before the end of the month. Why? It's because that shift in mindset has not happened. So, how can you save first when you have bills to pay? You need to see those bills as an entity. See taxes as an entity. Does Uncle Sam ask you if your bills are paid before they cut the taxes? No. If you're being paid with W-2, Uncle Sam just cuts it sharp before it comes to you. The same way, you need to pay yourself first. Can you imagine you've been working and paying everybody else? You've been paying taxes, paying your refrigerator, paying your car, paying your mortgage, paying everything, paying your electricity, paying your internet, paying everything. And you are the only person that has not been paid. And you are the person who is working. So see saving as paying yourself. And when you see saving as paying yourself, because if you never save, you will always be broke. There's no way. You need to make the switch from seeing money as something that you need to spend, to seeing money as something that you need to save. See money as something that you need to save rather than something that you need to spend. And somebody is asking about assets and liabilities. Yeah, an asset is anything that is producing you, that produces money. That it produces money for you. A liability is anything that takes away money from you. So your house, for example, can be an asset or it can be a liability. If you have a house, you can go in that house, especially maybe you are in the United States or even in Africa, you can rent a room in your house, or you can rent 2 rooms in your house. That house, instead of being a liability that's just consuming the money, your money, it is producing some money. So in that case, it's also an asset for you. So I hope that was clear. I'm always available. You can reach me on Facebook. Prince Chinje is my name on Facebook, or you can reach me on WhatsApp, and I'll post my WhatsApp contact so you can reach me, and I can be able to help you with your financial questions.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I just put a link on the page. I guess I can see it. So we have an opportunity. I want to quickly appreciate everybody that is online at the moment. And I want to tell you that this program we are having, it is just not enough to answer or to even entail to give the full details to whatever it is we are talking with regards to financial freedom. It is like a school on its own. It is a continuous education that you and I must commit ourselves to. Just like you imagine when you wanted to have that degree in whatever field you are operating and you are being paid for. You know how many years you spent being in the university studying. The same thing with the subject of money. It was just unfortunate that when we go to school, all that we were being taught has nothing to do with this subject we are taking today. And that is why the link is there. You can follow on that link. I think the link should be there on Facebook. I want to quickly check with my with one of my. Okay, please kindly post the link on the Facebook. Also, thank you. Why am I saying this? This present world we live into, many of us are still living our life. We are waiting for the world that have left. We are waiting it to come back. You know how many of us are behaving? It's like many of us look like the world we were living before March, before lockdown. Many of us are at the entrance, like we stay there and we are knocking. We are banging the door. Bah, bah, open door. I want to go back to my normal world. I want to go back to the way I used to. I want to go back to school. I want to do this. That is just what many of us are doing. Many of us are not aware that that world is gone forever and that this is a new world entirely, and it's entirely need. It requires new orientation, new thinking, new strategy, and that is why I am on this note offering to you a 4 weeks intensive course that is on life and business mastery. Everything you need to know that you were not taught in school about money. You are going to be learning how you can wake up from your financial slumber. You're going to be destroying every myth about money and financial. You know, some of us were told you just give. If you're a good giver, you are going to be free. It is a lie. If you live your life on only giving, and you don't know that there's a percentage to be given out, you don't know how to budget, that once you give out this percentage, if anything comes up, that thing is on its own. You don't go and touch what you have saved. Then you need to enroll for this program. You need to learn, just like Prince said, how you can pay yourself first instead of first paying every other person, paying bills. In this program, you're also going to be learning how to create family and corporate budget. You know, there are some families, the husband just spend anyhow. Once they have a budget, the husband just, no, I'm not interested in this. This is what I'm interested in. You know, there is no synergy. The husband spend money on this, the wife spend money on that, and you are seeing them, they're just duplicating and wasting money that can be equally plugged together. These are some of the things. We're also going to be teaching you how you can escape from the trap, the world trap. The whole way the world system is set up is like, it is like a trap that you keep going on and on and on, and there's no day to rest. If you look critically, you will see that it's like everything, the way the world's financial system is set up is like, just go out, wake up in the morning, go and work for the money, and when you get the money, go and pay the bills. And when the money is almost going to finish, go back to work again. When are you going to have freedom? When are you going to be free? When are you going to relax and say, okay, I don't want to work for no money, nobody, and I still want to live life on my own terms. I still want to be able to afford giving my children the quality education they deserve. This is why you must enroll in the course. Also, you will learn how to be a better manager. A lot of us are not better managers. A lot of us, we just spend as it comes. These are some of the things you'll be learning. You'll be learning all the 5 laws of money critically, and then you will be exposed to opportunity, the trending business opportunity that you can adapt and adjust in, that will help you to be on top of your finances, and you're not going to be among those that will be crushing and complaining and giving excuses. Because let me tell you this, if you want to believe it or not, while some are grinding and crying and draining and crushing their emotion and fears, so many people are still making money every day. So what you need to learn are those critical skills, those critical educational opportunity that can bring money into your pocket, not take money away. Those are the things you want to invest in. And I promise you, the link is there. When you click on that link, it's going to take you to a page whereby you get to learn more. And if you want, and if you meet the criteria, then we're going to get back to you. But I want to equally tell you that if your life is a project, and you know that this project is given by God and it's going to demand from you. Look at how many lives that is attached to you. How many lives out there in Africa that are waiting for your liberation, for your deliverance. That if you can just get it right, you can help liberate them. And that is why I am on this course, that every understanding and every knowledge you can have and empower ourselves together with to become financially free, so that we can also be able to liberate others. Then it's worth paying attention to. So this is where I'm going to be stopping, because we already have an agreement that we will not do more than the time, which was supposed to be like 15 minutes before now. But I want to challenge you that you take your financial journey, the journey to you becoming free, take it in, because no government has any plan. You think the government has a plan for you? When I was in Nigeria, we complain about our leaders, our government is this, government is that. I want you to imagine this story. An armed robber comes and burgles a house, not your house, and the victim and the child, the child has been destroyed, or the child was maybe was abused, or let's say maybe has a gunshot or what have you. And then when you successfully get to see that your daughter is still alive, what are you going to do at that moment? Are you going to be crying and be shouting, oh, this robber, this armed robber, this thief, look at what he has done? Are you going to stay there talking? What are you going to do? You are going to look for how you can save the life of your little girl or your little girl or your little daughter. That is the same scenario I want you to see. Each time you keep on abusing and complaining that government is this, government is that. Government is like that armed robber that is stealing all the money that's supposed to go into the coffers of African children home, into our infrastructures and all those things. But they are not doing it. Because they are not doing it, are you going to stay and fold your hands and watch your life die? They don't have a plan. You got to have a plan for your life. You got to take your life as a project and make sure you arm yourself with enough resources, with enough understanding and education, not just going to school to just go and get a degree that is still not going to get you. How many of the professors that you have out there lecturing, how many of them are financially free? How many of them can afford to tell you they are millionaires? In fact, if you check the statistics globally, 10% of all the 1% richest men in the world, they are self-made millionaires. They are self-made. I want to challenge you today to take your financial freedom serious and commit to that journey. And you are never going to regret doing that. So I am happy to be your guest, to be your guide. I don't know it all, but I have been on a journey and on a course that is progressive with all the teams, Prestige. I have other teams, Dr. Bumi. We are all together, and other people that have not, you've not met them one-on-one, that are really, really working behind the scene to give you a very solid platform whereby you have value for your life. And until I see you tomorrow, tomorrow is going to be the last day of this challenge. And if you have found value in everything we have been doing, the one you can watch the replay if you have not joined. Before we log out of this the broadcast today, once again, I want to thank you, Prestige, for your time. Thank you so very much out of your schedule to be here with me. And I also I want to thank everybody that signed in, that logged in. I equally appreciate you. I know your time is so precious. You could have been there watching Netflix or whatever, but you have decided to stick to our program and to change your life. And I believe you are going to be finding values, and your life is going to be taking upward course from this moment henceforth. Thank you so very much. everyone that have made this team and all my team back here that are working behind the scene to make this event what it is. Tomorrow we are going to be having a lot of give out for those that have done all the homework and the assignment we sent out. For those that came on air the first day, and tomorrow we'll be announcing those the gifts. Even if you are in Africa, your gift is going to get to your hand. Don't you worry. Thank you very much. And this is where we're going to be drawing the curtain. Thank you. Yes, that question is going to be answered in that school. Just go and click on the link below and register, and you will find value. Thank you very much, everybody. Until I see you tomorrow on the last day and the final day of the Remake Your Life Challenge 2020 with Lodeta Consulting, I want to encourage you to keep keeping safe and go and rock your world for God. Thank you. See you then. Bye for now.